How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. Got a few things to talk about today. Got a few pickups to share as well. The first thing I want to say, at least up where I am in Ontario, Canada, we've been getting hit with a bunch of snow day after day after day. And I just want to say this because although it doesn't really impact me, it does, but I'm sure it impacts certain people, to different degrees. But sometimes, you get the winter weather in November, and then you get it in December, and then you get it in January, and then by February, you're getting the winter blues. It's like at this point, like enough is enough. And with the amount of snow we have outside right now, it's like, okay, yeah, it's enough. So if you're getting down about the snow and the weather, which is compounded by what we're going through, in general, and then even with where I am, you throw that in there with the protests that are going on in downtown Ottawa. Obviously, there's just a lot going on. So although it doesn't really affect me per se, I'm a strong minded individual. It would take a lot to bring me down, and that's not something that would bring me down. There's a lot of good stuff happening in the world. As long as you're healthy and you've got your health, that's really the most important thing. So if you're healthy, there's really not much to complain about. That's how I look at it. But of course, we all look at things differently. So if you're getting down about the weather, if you're not able to go on a vacation, don't stress out about it. The good weather will be here soon enough, and there's better days ahead. So the next thing I want to talk about before we get into the pickups, with regards to the Intellivision Amico, and I've talked about it on prior videos, but I'm not really posting as much content on the Amico, and I talked about it, but there's just way too many YouTubers that have jumped into the frying pan. A lot of which weren't even talking about the console a couple of months ago, and now that it's a hot topic, everyone seems to want to get in on it. And when you start seeing channels like 8-Bit Eric posting daily videos on the Amico, that's where I draw the line. That's where I back off. I'll watch videos here and there on the Amico, but I'm not going to start posting daily videos because I don't want to be lumped in with these other sad degenerates in the community that are obsessed with views on their videos, and they post content that has no soul. So I'll post a video once there's something that we can actually talk about, like if it's announced that the company is declaring bankruptcy, something to that extent. Obviously I could post a video, but until then, a lot of these YouTubers are grasping for straws at this point. They're just posting videos just for the sake of posting videos on the Amico. One thing I did want to mention, I was going to do this without posting a video, and I was going to talk about it later, but I thought, maybe I'll just bounce it off you guys first, and let me know how you feel about it, and if so, I can certainly pull the trigger on it. But I could pre-order an Intellivision Amico. Can't believe I'm saying that. On the GameStop EB Games website in Canada, it's $379, and then plus tax, it's over $400. So the reason why I say that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, I've got the disposable income right now that if I wanted to pull the trigger on an Amico, I certainly could. Number two, if this thing actually does come out, it's going to be hard for anyone to post a video that hasn't actually played the goddamn thing. Number three, I could pre-order it because I'll probably just end up getting my money back because I don't think this thing's going to come out. Number four, the GameStop pre-order is the Galaxy Purple, which is exclusive to GameStop. So, once the dust settles and everything blows over, yeah, there'll be maybe quite a few black or white or wood grain Amicos out there because those seem to be the Founders Edition exclusive colors. But there might not be that many Galaxy Purple consoles out there, so you never know. And number 5, are we at number 5? I think once the fall of the Amico, once the company completely falls apart, and it's time to post those types of videos, even years from now, this is going to be a hell of a conversation piece if I actually have an Intellivision Amico, complete in box, Galaxy Purple, and I can put it right here as I'm talking about it. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't it be fucking incredible to have an Intellivision Amico? Because this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about years from now, when we're sitting around the campfire reminiscing on how this all went down. It would be really fucking cool to have an Intellivision Amico in the games room to be able to talk about it and reference it and have it completed in box. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think the pre-order, if you do it on the Intellivision website, is a $100 deposit. But I think if you do it through GameStop.ca, I think you got to put down the whole enchilada. But I'm pretty sure if you do it through GameStop, you can get your money back. I got to look into that first. So let me know what you guys think about that. That's all I got for now. And the last thing I guess we'll do, I'll take a sip of my coffee here. I'll share with you guys the pickups. I've been pretty busy the last week. I haven't been able to really post a lot of content. So the first 2 items I picked up earlier on in the week, and I just haven't had a chance to show it. So I went to the thrift store, and first and foremost, I picked this up here. Now, this is what you would generally, you would put your CDs in back when we used to buy CDs. However, and I was talking to somebody about this in the community, you could put, obviously, your PlayStation 1 games, your PS1 games in here, and it's got the holes in the back, so you can mount this on a wall, and I thought that would be really cool to stack this full of PS1 games and have it up on the wall. The only issue with that is PS1 games ain't cheap. Depending on where you're shopping, I don't see PS1 games at the thrift store. Sometimes you'll see them at the pawn shop. And if you're going to the flea market, forget it. So we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. I'll elaborate. But so I picked that up, and that was like $2. So I'm like, yeah, fuck, that's awesome. And then I picked up Dead to Rights Retribution for the Xbox 360. If you can see that there. And by the way, guys, anyone who's new to the channel, if you're complaining or you're wondering why the quality of this video is not that great, I have 2 camcorders I use. I have a high-end camcorder, and then I've got a low-end one that shoots 720p, the one you're watching right now. This is just a hobby channel. I don't really care about the quality of my videos. I feel like the low-res video of this video adds a bit of charm to it. Kind of looks like an old VHS. So if you're not crazy on it, if you want to unsubscribe because of my video quality, I totally get it. So I picked up Dead to Rights Retribution. Now I have the original Dead to Rights on the original Xbox, and I never really played a whole lot of it. I played a couple of minutes of it when I bought it, and I shelved it and never went back to it. So I really need to go back to it. It's my understanding it's got a bit of a neo-noir aspect to it, maybe along the same lines as Max Payne. So I'd really like to revisit Dead to Rights. And then depending on how that goes, how I like it, perhaps I'll pick up Dead to Rights 2, the sequel, on the original Xbox. And then later on, I'll play Dead to Rights Retribution. There's 4 Dead to Rights games. The third one was on the PSP, and I don't believe it was developed by the same company. Was this developed by Namco or just published? Not quite sure. And this is the 4th one that came out on the 360, the PS3, and it may have come out on the PC. So happy to have that. That was only a couple of dollars. And the last pickup how are we doing for time here? Already at 10 minutes. Got to hustle this. Was Skyrim. Now, this is actually for the PS3. Now, the reason why I picked this up, it's obviously not a rare game. I wanted this steelbook for the longest time. And to this day, the game's not rare, but the steelbook is hard to come by. You never see it in the wild. Back in the day, I wanted to pick up the steelbook, and it was very expensive to pick up. There's two variations of the steelbook for the 360 PS3. There's another one that's kind of like a greenish blue that transitions to white, and that one's pretty nice as well. And then I didn't know this, but the more recent release on the PS4 and the Xbox One came in a steelbook as well that's sized like a Blu-ray case. So that's cool. So this is, again, it came with the PS3 game, but I'm putting this on my Xbox 360 shelf. I put my original map in there as well. The original map, which you don't get if you buy this on the PS4 or the Xbox One. And I've got the PS3 disc in here as well. So yeah, I really can't believe I found this. I've never seen it in the wild. Really happy to have this in the collection, this steelbook. I bought it for the steelbook. Now, today I went out to the flea market. I haven't been out there in quite a while. And when I walked in, obviously I'm wearing my COVID mask. And she asked for ID. And she wanted to see proof of vaccination. And I'm like, holy fuck, got to go through all this again. So I had my ID, obviously my driver's license, but the proof of vaccination, I wasn't sure if I had it on me. But apparently this whole process, at least here in Ontario, it ends tomorrow. That's what she was telling me. So then you can go into stores and not have to show proof of vaccination. So I had it on my phone, luckily, and I was able to get into the flea market. And I picked up 2 games. Now, when I went down to the vendor that I normally deal with, he told me he was basically all out of loose cart Genesis games. I couldn't believe it. All he had was Tailspin and Sonic 2. So I was like, fuck, this is kind of the reason why I went to the flea market. I wanted to check out the loose cart Genesis games. He had, obviously, quite a few PS1 games, but man, they're fucking going up in price. Like, he had, just to give you an idea, he had the original Tomb Raider, and I think he was asking $30 for it. I'm like, holy fuck. I was looking to see if he had Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit for the for the PlayStation 1. I can't even talk, because I have that game on the PC, but I kind of want to have it on the PlayStation 1, but he didn't have it. So what I was able to pick up for $5, I picked up a Sunsoft game for the original Game Boy, and that's Tasmania. And I think the title of it is something to do with Christmas. And I ended up popping this on before I shot this video, and man, this game is tough. I almost beat the first level, and at the end of the level, you have to hit a jump, and I missed the jump and I died, and it was game over. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. It is an action platformer for $5, a Sunsoft game. I thought, what the hell? You know, if it's not good, it's not good. But it seems to be not bad. It's got some pretty good graphics. Game came out in 1994, so sort of like a mid-release for the Game Boy. And the last game I picked up here, I didn't even know this game existed. I picked it up complete in box, and that's King Salmon, The Big Catch for the Sega Genesis. So this looks pretty good, to be honest with you. The manual is a bit pooched, but it is complete in box. CIB! It's all about that hang tab. So, quick little story. Back in the mid-90s when I had a Super NES, one of the games I would always rent from the convenience store was a game on the Super NES called Bassin's Black Bass. There were some sequels that came out only in Japan and a couple of games on the Game Boy. Bassin's Black Bass was made by a company called Hot Bee, and they were known for their fishing games. That was like their forte. That was their niche. And Bassin's Black Bass, for anyone who's played it on the Super NES, will tell you it's actually a really fun game. Really fun game. So when I saw this at the flea market and I looked at the graphics on the back, it immediately reminded me of Baston's Black Bass. Now, this wasn't developed by Hot B. This was done by Vic Tokai, and they made a lot of good games back in the day as well. So I'm really interested in this. There's not much on the internet about this game. I need to do my research. I'm going to try to pop it on today and give it a try. But for $10, a fishing game that not too many people talk about, I was really happy to pick this up. I don't know what year this came out in. I guess I'd have to guess maybe the late 80s, the early 90s, just based on the label. But like I said, I'm going for an eclectic Sega Genesis collection. I'm not going for the heavy hitters. I'm not going for the Castlevania Bloodlines. I'm going for the titles that most people may not even care about, kind of like the Pete Sampras tennis game I picked up. So yeah, pretty happy to have this. Complete in box, $10, can't go wrong. Absolutely ecstatic to have this. So I also saw a Sega Master System at the flea market. I'm not quite sure how much the lady was asking for. I thought that was kind of cool. And the same lady had an NES. The console was not faded, and it came with all the hookups, the 2 controllers, and she was asking $65, which is a really good price. But I just didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. Once you buy the console, then you buy the games. I've got enough consoles. I got enough games on the go, so I left that for somebody else. So that's going to do it for me. Right around the 17-minute mark. Can't even fucking speak. Let me guys know. Let me know what you guys think about me pre-ordering an Intellivision Amico. And let me know if you played any of these games. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.
Who asked you to go out of town? The stupid young one or the married one?
The married one.
That's what I thought. Don't go. You hear me? And you know what? You're not listening to me because I see you going. I see you going. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to help you to avoid the heartache. Don't go blindly through life. Let me use the power of the tarot to show you the way. Call me now for your free reading.
Call 1-800-355-3765.